All right, guys, I'm going to talk about coaching and all the drama that goes along with it. I've been coaching people for about 20 years now. I started at age 18 when I started competing. I started helping my friends out for free. I was really good at it. I also went to school to be a dietitian, which teaches you about nutrition, but doesn't really teach you about contest prep at all. Does it help some? Yeah, but does it go hand in hand? Not really. The best that makes you one of the best coaches is trial and error, prepping people, and just having a niche for it. There's so many people that want to do it and try to do it, but they just can't. But they just don't have a niche for it because a lot of people, they figure stuff out on paper. They're like, okay, this equals this equals this. That means I should burn this many calories, so I should eat this much food. No, 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 no. That doesn't work, guys. You can have 5 different people and do that with, and they all have different results because what looks good on paper does not necessarily work in the body. Not necessarily, it never works in the body. So as a coach, you just have to have a special niche for it. And I had that, and I did really, really well, turning tons of people pro. And, I was very, very competitive on the coaching level. I would say about 2009, 10, 11, 12. I was just very, very competitive. I was just, I went all in. I really held my client's hand. I wanted them to do the absolute best. I put a lot into them. Here's the thing with coaching on a top level like that. A lot of people just take it for granted. They don't understand all the work you put in. And then after prep, however, whether they win and get their pro card and I'm talking about when pro cards were hard to get, like 10 years ago. They're not like getting a pro card now means absolutely nothing. Used to, I would say the nationals 10 years ago is like competing at a pro show now. It's not the same level at all. Okay. It's just completely different. The conditioning, everybody would get so excited for nationals, more so than pro shows. It was just unbelievable, so it was just that magical nationals feel like, oh my gosh, you're doing nationals. And they would follow all these different people into nationals. They don't do that anymore just because there's too many people and the people aren't the same caliber. And you go to nationals and you never know what you're going to get. You might see a good competitor here and there, but not like it used to be at all. So a big problem I encountered a lot was you got clients and people do weird stuff. You would put your all into a client. They would literally win, get their pro card, and then the following season we would talk about a plan. Okay, we're going to do off season, then roll into a prep, and then they would just, maybe leave as a coach or might want to use another coach because they're cheaper. People do the weirdest stuff. If it's not broke, why try to fix it? But a lot of people are cheap. A lot of people are like, well, I turned pro and I paid him X amount of money. This other guy says, he could get me in the same amount of shape and condition for 1/3 of the money. So I'm going to save money so I can just buy more gear. That's how a lot of these bodybuilders' mentality are. And then I would say 99% of these people I coached that did that, their physique would be here and I would just watch it just plummet like that. And it's sad because I saw a lot of potential for them, but I'm like, why would you leave the coach that just got you where you were? And a lot of your clients you become friends with over the years. You put a lot of work in with them. You become very, very close friends. And a lot of times, it's just going to be natural to rub over to friendship, to business back and forth because you're so close. And, it might be easy at first to separate business and friendship, but then after a while, you're traveling with your clients, you're getting to know them well. A lot of them become, really, really close friends to you. I usually keep it strictly business, but a lot of the clients, they're like, you're my best friend, blah, 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 like telling me how, good a friend I am. But then when bodybuilding's over, and they're not competing anymore, they're not really around. So it really wasn't like that much of a friendship. They were just, very into you because what you were doing for them. And unfortunately, that's how it goes, guys, especially in bodybuilding and with life. It's always like, what can you do for that person? And when you can't do stuff for that person anymore, or they're not competing or whatever, you're not really much assets to them. So it really doesn't make any sense. It's sad, but it's the truth. So I've always tried to, not get too close to my clients. I always want to see them do well, and I'm a really, really, really tough coach. A lot of people have told me in the past, you need to lighten up a little bit. You're such a hard coach. And I'm like, well, no, this is what is getting winners. This is why I'm producing all these winners. And I had so many different people. Like, I can just remember a handful of people right now. I've had so many clients over the years. I had turned them pro, and then for their pro debut, they go hire somebody else. And then they go on stage looking horrible. It's really strange, and people just like, what? And they don't understand it. I don't understand the mentality behind it, but you know how people are. People want to coach people for free or do it for dirt cheap just to get a name like, oh, I'm a top coach. I don't care about that stuff, guys. I've been doing this so long. This is my living. This is what I do for a living. I can go prep, lifestyle clients and, make more money doing that than coaching. But, it's not the same excitement, but you don't have to deal with all the same BS either. I do still like to coach people. I have a handful of clients that I still coach and that they do really well. We always win, or they're just getting with me when they win, or they've been with me for years. And we have, and we do really well together. And then there's a lot of people that want me to be their coach, and I deny being their coach just because I know that it's just not going to be a good matchup. And I'd rather say, and then we're cordial now, but I know if we work together, it might not be that way. They're the type of people that would put blame on somebody or just not listen. I mean, it's insane now, the people that just don't listen. And you think like a person on a pro level would listen better? No, not at all. See, a beginner, they both are hard in their own way. When you get a beginner, they don't know anything about anything. If I say, go do this, they're like, what's that? What's proviron? They don't know anything. So you have to, literally tell them, hey, this is how you have to weigh out your food. This is the type of fish you have to eat. But then on a pro level, they think they kind of know too much already. So they might start changing stuff up and like, hey, yeah, I changed this, and this. I'm like, why did you change that? We're supposed to do that on check-in days. And, so. And I've prepped people, guys, that had coaches already through like supplement companies they were working with, and under contract, they were supposed to have those coaches, and we signed them. We did an NDA though, so I was their coach, but I was not going to get any credit or blame or whatever for how they did at their shows. They were just paying me a set amount. I was going to prep them for their show. If they won, great. If they didn't win, great. I get my payment and they go along. And I don't really care for all the clout that comes with it. I was really into that, like I said, 10 plus years ago. But now this is my living, guys. This is how I, take care of my family, being a full-time coach. And I've been very, very good at it. And I've had great success at it. Just this past 6 months, I've talked to 3 different Olympians, okay, about potentially working with them. And all 3 of them was just a no. It was just a no. I did not get a good feeling from them. I felt like they didn't have a hard work ethic. I felt like they wouldn't listen. I just felt like we were on 2 separate pages. And these guys are new still. They might have great genetics and all, but they have no clue and experience that I have. And I'm trying to tell them something in a certain way, and they're just not understanding it. So I choose not to prep them rather than try to prep them and then just ending up just wanting to, at the end. So, and that happens a lot, guys. You'll see coaches all the time in bodybuilding, like be best friends and non-best friends. And so there's so many people that come to me for coaching, and I turn them down just because I might be friends with them, and I think, okay, we probably won't be friends after this because I know they're how they are, or I just don't think they have what it takes to compete. Not physically, sometimes it's mentally. It takes so much mentally, guys. All right. So leave your comments below about coaching and all that. I always take on clients, of course. I always take on lifestyle clients. My competitive clients, of course, we have to do a consult. I'm pretty good at picking and choosing who can do it and who has the heart and drive to compete at a beginner level or a top level. So that's what I do now. And I don't go boast who I prep and all that stuff. It's for my living. All right, guys, comments below.